This is Dawg's 3-inch dual prong work belt, designed for professionals and carpenters, contractors, anyone who wants a little more strength and a little more support when they're working on a job. It's made of extra thick 3mm top grain leather. Compared to some other belts on the market, it isn't the thickest one. However, the strength is still there, and at the same time, you get the nice soft feeling that, although at first glance you might be like, oh, is this really strong enough? Yes, the answer is yes, because it's going to give you that dual benefit of being smooth, flexible, while also being very strong and holding up to the rigors of multiple pounds in your tool belts, hours on end, months, years on end. So this is a very strong professional grade tool belt. Furthermore, we make no compromises on the hardware. There's not just 3 rivets like some tool belts, but there's 6 extra strong rivets to make sure this leather belt hardware never falls off. And the prongs themselves, dual prong for extra strength and stability, but they're also thick, fully enclosed circular cylinders to make sure that you're not going to be able to bend this. I can try as hard as I want. That's not bending anywhere. This is strong steel. It's not going to rust. Same with the roller belt. Nice and smooth, circular, but once you get it in place, it's locked. It's going to stay there. It's not going to sag. It can hold up to the strength. When we were designing this belt, we wanted it to fit a majority of the people. That's why we started the holes at 28 inches so that the small people can fit in this easily, while also not going too small that our larger folks can go all the way up to 54 inches at the top hole. For me, I'm about a size 34. It fits great. Get it? Get the prongs. The prongs, they're a little bit tight at first, but that's because it's going to break in nicely and we didn't want it to sag too much. For me, get it? Feed it through the loop here. You see I got this big flapper right here. You don't want that. If this is your tool belt, you don't want to be walking around like that. That's no fun. So when it's you, go about 4 holes over. Give yourself maybe after here, 1, 2. Then right in between the 2, just grab a pair of sharp scissors and just cut that right off. You don't want to go right up to it because we know how the holiday seasons treat us. Get a little big, get a little tighter. But also, if someone else wants to try it, and it's also just a little more secure once you're able to feed it through the loop here. So maybe go 2 holes after this one, cut it, and it's going to fit you perfectly. Whether you get a little bit smaller, a little bigger, little variations, it's going to be great. It's not going to sag because of how thick the leather is. So over time, it's not going to sag at all. Very little. With it being 3 inches thick, that's going to provide you extra support and comfort. Whereas a belt like this, if you're trying to put on weight, that's really going to tie down and really hurt your thighs over time. Having something like this and running it a little bit higher, almost not quite at your belly button, but a little bit higher, is really going to provide you some nice support and keep you better posture so you're not in as much pain. It's going to provide that comfort for you working on the job. Also, it works with all sorts of different 3-inch accessories like the ones we sell at Dawg. Hammer holder slides right on there, and it's a perfect fit. We designed these to go hand in hand with the hammer holders, belt, other ones like the multi-tool holder slides right on there, 3 inches. It's going to be a little bit tight. We didn't want this to be like a 3.5-inch loop so that it can just slide right in easily. We made it so that you're going to need to push it a little bit. It's going to be a little tight, but the reason for that is that once it's on there, it's not going to slide around. It's a set it and forget it and leave it there in that back right, back left, front left, wherever you put it. These things are just going to lock right in there. So hopefully this was informative.